back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video that I am so excited about. I'm going to be talking about what it's like having kids before marriage and being a young parent in general. My husband and I have been together for about 3 years now, but before we got pregnant with Liam, we were only dating for a month, and so I know a lot of people would probably judge us about that, but I think it's really important to kind of explain not our story, but just explain how it is for us being young parents. We had Liam at age 20 and we are 23 now, so now we have 2 kids at age 23, which is very uncommon, especially in our group of friends. Before I start this, I just want to throw this out there. I am a Christian. I'm not sharing this video to kind of advertise having kids before marriage is good, because it's not. I don't think it's good. I don't judge people who do it. I obviously am in the same situation, but I think that my story is very important, and although you guys don't know my full story, which I hope to have it up in about a week or so, I think that this is important for everyone out there who either is in the same situation as us or who think that being pregnant and having kids at such a young age is a good thing or is fun. I'm not saying that it's not. I'm just saying that it is hard and very difficult. So I'm just going to jump right in because I've already talked way too much, way more than I wanted to. So I have my little notebook of things I want to say to you guys. So I'm just going to jump right in. I think the hardest part of having kids before you are married is right now we're trying to learn what it's like to be a married couple. We haven't had time for each other at all. We haven't had time to get to know each other, learn our likes and dislikes. Sometimes we butt head about that because we don't know what the other person doesn't like or what bothers the other person. We're still learning, and we love each other and we love living together, and I love being married, but I think that's one of the hardest parts of having kids before you're married is that you don't have time to learn about the other person, and you don't have time to spend before you have kids and to just know what the other person wants. Like I said, we only knew each other a month before we got pregnant with Liam, and so we're still, you know, new into this relationship. We're trying to learn each other, and I think that's very important. It's not like an issue or a problem. I just think that the hardest thing is trying to learn and grow as a parent, but also trying to learn and grow as a married couple. I think another thing that's really hard for us is that we hardly get to see our friends. Getting pregnant with Liam was very unexpected, and so we kind of just had to jump ship and not really clear our friends out of our lives. But none of our friends are married, none of our friends have kids. I have a few friends who have kids, and they're still my friends, and I still see my friends, but it's harder for Kevin to see his friends because none of his friends have kids or are married, and so it's just like they don't really understand. They don't know what it's like to be married and to, you know, rely on someone else and to just live in the house with someone and have kids and raise a family. So I think it's really tricky with that because I think friends are very important to have, and I love my friends, and I have had to get rid of some friendships because they don't understand that my kids come first and that my kids are my priority and that wherever I go, my kids come too. So I think it's for the better, obviously, but the friends that I do have who are moms and the friends that I've met that are my new friends because they're parents and that they have kids my kids' age or they just became moms, I love them, and I love just growing up with all of my friends who are new moms or who are parents with the kids the same age as mine. Another thing that I think is really hard for us is that we are alone. We pay for everything on our own. We pay for our bills. We pay for our house. We pay for our kids. Nobody, not even our parents, help us at all. We pay for our own insurance. We pay for our own cars. Like, we are completely on our own, and not many people can say that they do that. And in a sense, I'm very proud of us that we were able to just jump ship and do this right away and to kind of grow up and mature and be able to afford everything on our own, because like I said, not a lot of people can say that they do that, but in a sense it's really hard. It's hard to not financially struggle, but just budget out your life and know that we can't always go out to dinner or we can't go on dates all the time, and that's hard, but this is the life that we chose, and I absolutely love it, and I'm sure my husband loves it. Maybe not all the time because sometimes our kids are fighting and sometimes we're like, what did we get ourselves into? But for the most part, we love it, and I wouldn't trade anything for a different life because this is what I wanted. I wanted to be a young mom so I could watch my kids grow up and to just be there when I, you know, have grandkids and possibly great-grandkids. And being a young parent's hard right now, but I think being a parent in general is hard. I don't think it's a bad thing that we're young parents. I think there are more benefits to being a young parent than there is to being an old parent. I think a positive, and this could be positive or negative, we are still going to school, and my husband actually has taken a break from school because he doesn't know what he wants to do. Also, he has to work full-time so I could stay home with the kids, but I'm still going to school, and I think it is actually a better thing for me because before I had kids, I was like, oh, I want to be a preschool teacher, or I want to be a teacher. And after having kids and working in a daycare and working with kids, I realized that's not for me. That's not what I want to do. I don't want to work in a preschool setting or a school setting at all, which I'm kind of happy that that happened because it would have been really bad for me to go all that way and to realize like that career wasn't for me. So I'm really happy that I was able to experience that first before I spent all this money on going to school. I think another hard thing is just trying to learn how to parent at this age and what's best and how can we get our kids to behave the best, because I feel like as a young mom or a young parent in general, a lot of people would judge us. They would stare at us. They'd be like, oh, you know, they shouldn't get themselves into that. And if we go out in public and my kids act poorly, that reflects on us. Like, people are like, oh, they're so young. Like, this is why people shouldn't be young parents. And that's not the case at all, because if I saw someone who is 35 years old and they have a 3-year-old too, I can guarantee that their child would be throwing a fit too. It has nothing to do with the age most of the time. I think that people just look at us, we're 23, or we look like we're 20 and we have 2 kids. Like, boo-hoo, that's just society nowadays. And no one's ever come up to me and like, oh, this is why you don't have kids young, but I can just see it sometimes. Sometimes people look at me while my kids are throwing a fit in the store and I could just, you know, see their faces like, oh, that's why you don't have kids young. And that's just not the case at all. I don't think anyone should judge anyone no matter what their age, because I think that it would be the same no matter how old I was. Alright, so that is it for this video. I hope you guys liked this, and I hope that this was helpful to anyone who is a young parent or who is pregnant or just anyone at all, just to kind of see my view of being a young mom. If you guys like this, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in my next vlog. Bye!